Hi, Ellie. Thank you for coming in today.
Yeah, thank you for having me here.
So, what brings you in today?
Well, I kind of brought up some, work to you and how I'm working in an assisted living home and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And just recently, we opened a new memory care unit
Okay.
right across the street from where I've been working. And I mean, I've been working with this place for 3 years, and they have facilities all over the place, but I really wanted to go work in the memory care unit when it was opened. I was watching the building out the window every single day getting built, super excited. But I'm having a lot of troubles with my boss. They hired a new manager over there,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just struggling with her a lot.
Okay. So it sounds like you're excited about this new position, but you're having some trouble with your new boss. Is that correct?
Yeah, it definitely.
So tell me more about what's going on between you and your boss.
Yeah, she's brand new.
Okay.
So like I said, I've been working with this company for 3 years, and I pretty much know, I know how they work everything now. I've worked there long enough. I understand their systems and everything like that. And so when they were saying they were building the memory care unit, I said I wanted to go over there, and they said hands down you can go. I have extensive dementia care training. I got certified as a dementia care specialist. So I was, out of all their staff, I was the only person that had training, which, made that a plus, made to go over there.
Right.
One less person that they actually have to go send to training. And I was where I've been working, they promoted me really quickly. I started there, no experience, nothing.
No experience?
Nothing at all. I had never worked in this field before. I didn't even know what I was getting myself into.
Okay.
And I loved it. They sent me to a bunch of different classes, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Put me as team leader. Whenever I was working the floor, I became med tech certified, so I was administering medications, whatnot. And then they actually started having me doing a lot of stuff with like office work, with management.
Okay.
So I was doing, things that none of the other staff ever do. And I did that all pretty quickly when I started working there. So now for 2.5 years, I've been doing management's job plus mine. So I have a lot of knowledge.
Okay.
I really, really, really know how to run a building if I really wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were really excited for me to go over there as well because they were going to get a brand new manager. And I have a lot of knowledge to assist her until she kind of gets into the flow of how we do things.
Okay.
So I was, really excited to meet her. I met her. She was there for 2 months prior to the building opening to train with the management there. And when we moved over, her and I were working really well together. She helped me. She let me pick my own schedule, so I had to set my own schedule.
Okay.
Asking me a lot of questions, which I was like, yeah, this is how we do it. We're not explaining it all to her. And then things just kind of flipped. Yeah, she stopped asking all kinds of questions. She didn't ask me how to do anything anymore, and just kind of started doing things her own way.
Okay.
So I was kind of thrown off here because I've known this system for 3 years. This is what I know, and now she's changing everything.
Okay.
And now I really don't know what I should be doing because she's telling me I'm doing everything wrong. When, for the past 3 years I've been doing everything and they just kept pulling me up because I did everything right. And now everything's just wrong. And I'm not really sure what all of a sudden happened on her and that she just wanted to change the way we do everything. If she just was realizing she didn't like it or what, I have no idea.
Okay. So it sounds like now she's been there for a while. Now it sounds like maybe she want to start making her own changes. Is that what it looks like it is? Or are these changes coming down from a chain of command?
No changes are coming from any kind of chain of command. She's my manager of this facility, and then the next people up are the administrators, which are the owners.
Okay.
And it's family-owned business, so they are pretty friendly. You see them every day and whatnot. It's not like some you're the owners of the place, you never see them. They're there all the time, and she pretty much has the run of the facility.
Okay.
And they have a system, by law, certain things have to be recorded and whatnot. That's just typical, and how things have to be recorded and whatnot, just for state reasons. But then there's also ways that, Ivy Manor has put in their handbooks and whatnot that we have to do things by, and she's completely changed all this. So she's just gotten frustrated because I'm not doing things the way she's doing them, and she's just mad at me. She won't talk to me. She doesn't come, she comes in the door, she doesn't say good morning, she doesn't want, goes in the office, does her thing, doesn't say hi, doesn't communicate to me what's going on or what things she wants to change or whatever the case may be. And she started she just didn't come in till like the end of my shift. I mean, if you're the manager of the facility, she's got so many responsibilities that none of the staff can do.
Mm-hmm.
And I work there until 3, and she's, not getting there until 2:30. A lot of the places, like passing doctors, all that kind of stuff isn't getting done because, clinics close eventually or things are dragging on. And I feel like the residents are getting neglected. So I step up and I try to do it, and then she's mad because I'm doing it. And there was a complete lack of communication there.
Okay.
And I was frustrated because I didn't know when I could count on her to be there. And, she won't talk to me. She won't say anything. I really don't know what to do with her.
So it sounds like right now you're frustrated, you're confused, you don't know what to do right now because she's supposed to be the boss, she's supposed to be leading the facility, but it feels like she dropped the ball. Is that correct?
Definitely. I definitely feel like she dropped the ball because, there's so many things that I'm having to step up and do, and it's a memory care facility. I don't have time to sit down. So all this extra work, all our paperwork and everything, all these things need to be created for each individual resident, on files on the computer. She's not done any of it. Obviously, certain things that we have to keep records of, we have to keep records of. And if we don't have any of the sheets for, each shift to keep record of, we don't have any of that. If state were to walk in, that's a huge fine, all kinds of things. And so I have to go home and do all this, and I don't have time. And I'm in school full time, and I'm working 60, 65 hours a week.
Right.
I don't have time to go home and do all of her work too, and it kind of it upsets me, and it stresses me out definitely because then when I do come to work, I can't even talk to her about it because either she's not there or she just won't talk to me.
So what techniques have you used to try to talk to her?
Well, I started with leaving some notes because she's not there, so I couldn't really talk to her. Just leaving some notes of things that, hey, so-and-so needs this from the doctor, that so-and-so needs this, whatnot, to have that done. And I found the notes in the garbage can, so I'm like, okay. I don't really know if she's really paying attention or what. I've tried calling her, and she has told me, okay, I'll be in at this time. And hour, 2 hours later, sometimes 3 hours later, until she actually gets there, from the time that she told me she'd be there. Or there was times where she would say, hey, I'll be in at 9:30 in the morning, and never showed up the entire day. So I really didn't know even how to communicate with her, so I kind of stopped going to her.
Okay.
Because there's things that have to get done, and I kind of went above and beyond.
So it sounds like because she wasn't getting it done, you start doing the work yourself.
Yeah.
And that's when she started getting upset with you.
Definitely.
Okay.
I think she was upset that I was doing her job,
Mm-hmm.
But again, I didn't really know what to do because I work very closely with my residents. I care a lot about them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want them to be neglected because she doesn't want to come to work or do her job. And so there's certain things that, if somebody has an issue and they need this, I want to make sure that they get it. It's our responsibility to take good care of them. Their families put them there, trusting us. I mean, if that was my mom, I would, hope that they take very good care of her there too.
Exactly.
So I did, last week, Thursday, I did kind of confront her about it because I was really upset.
Okay.
And it just simply, I didn't want to confront her. I just simply asked her, it was Thursday when I was leaving, it was 3 o'clock. The following day, on Friday, I was scheduled to work 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. just to help out with supper and stuff. And so I said to her, but when I left at 3 o'clock, I asked her if she could have the number of PTO hours I've accumulated for me before I left work on Friday, so by 8 p.m. the next day.
Okay.
I felt that was pretty reasonable.
Right.
And she said, we have to talk. And it was right as I was leaving, and I told her that I had things I had to do,
Right.
that I couldn't talk right at that moment. I could have you come in early tomorrow and talk to her, but I couldn't right at that moment. And she got upset and just kept talking, so I came in her office and I shut the door. And I just kind of told her, I said, I don't know what to do. You're not communicating anything with me. So I've been doing everything for 3 years. I've been practically running our other facility. And then I left there to come here. I know how to run things, but you want things differently. But you don't tell me this. So, how am I supposed to know?
Right. Okay.
And I said to her that I feel that I can't rely on her or count on her because I don't know when she's going to be there. I don't know when she says she's going to be there and she doesn't show up.
Mm-hmm.
I said I can't count on that.
Right.
And I'm stressed out because I'm doing so much of her work,
Mm-hmm.
and on top of my own.
Mm-hmm.
And she just was getting upset with me and just saying, well, I'm the manager here. If I have things to do in the morning, I'm going to do them before I come to work,
Okay.
and whatnot. And I just kind of was in shock and dumbfounded.
So it sounds like when she responded to you, she was confrontational in regards to the way that she responded to you.
Sure.
And so with her being confrontational in regards to her response, did you guys ever get a resolution?
No. After this had been going on for a while, I did have things I had to do after work.
Okay.
And I said, I have to go.
Okay.
Because I knew we were not going anywhere.
Right.
There was she was not listening to me.
Mm-hmm.
It was her way or the highway. So I, walked over to the door, and then I asked her again. I said, can you please just have my PTO hours before I leave work tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
I worked hard. I earned them. I deserve them. To just to know how many I have left so I can do my Christmas vacation with my family that we do every single year.
Mm-hmm.
And her response was, why, so you can take all your fucking days off? And she threw something on the desk.
Wow.
And I was speechless. I didn't know what to say.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my manager acting like a child.
Right.
And I just said, that was really immature. And because I was just, I didn't understand this. And then she said, well, you're right, that was immature, and I decided that this was not good. I know myself. I needed to walk away from the situation
Mm-hmm.
before I lost my job. And I turned around and started to walk out the door, and she yells, I don't like you either.
Mm-hmm.
And I clenched fist. I know myself. I have to walk out the door now. And I went above the owner of the facilities and said that I want nothing more than to be in the memory care unit. I love memory care. I am so close to these residents. I love them as if they were my own grandparents. And I would hate to walk away. But going to work like this every single day is not good for me. And what just happened here was the final straw. I cannot work in this facility anymore. If that means I don't have a job, so be it. I'll find a different job. But I can't come to work like this every single day. That was just unacceptable.
Well, first of all, let me say I'm very proud of you to be able to just get up and walk out of the situation, even though she was not being professional. You took a professional route out of the situation and not being engaged to what she had to do.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened with the talk with the higher ups?
She said she was unaware of a lot of things that were going on. Said that she needed to go have a talk with her.
Okay.
And said she would call me, and she did. And the next day she talked to me, and we came up with a different solution. Mm-hmm. And now I work in a different facility, a different building. I still get my full-time hours. I still have my first shift position. So they did remove me from that facility, but I just felt that if it happened to me, it's going to happen to another staff member.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's the way she's going to run the place, I'm concerned about the people that I left there.
Okay.
Because I stepped up and took care of them, but I don't know if anyone else will.
And then that's understandable. You've been there for so long. You've done this for a long time. It's part of your home away from home. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, since the incident, and they removed you from that facility, have you talked with the higher ups about going back into that facility or even working with memory care in some aspect? Because that sounds like something that you really want to do.
It is something I really, really want to do. I didn't bring up really going back there just
Okay.
because if that's, if they're going to choose to allow her to work there and manage the place, I don't foresee me being able to go back there.
Mm-hmm.
To me, my schooling, my education to better myself is more important. And if they lose me as an employee, I have to look at it as it's their loss.
Okay.
And I get to work with memory. There's memory care. I mean, elderly people are all essentially memory care.
Okay.
There's memory care in all the facilities. It's just not a specific dementia facility where I'll be working now, or I have started working now. But that's just kind of, I think that's where we're going to have to leave it, and I'm just going to have to stay in a different facility.
Okay. So it sounds like you guys worked out a solution for you, but you're still not as happy with the decision that was made.
Definitely.
Well, hopefully it'll come to a point where you'll be able to go back strictly with memory care. And maybe even talk with your supervisor to see what other type of work you could do to continue working with the memory care.
I think that's a good idea. I think I will go talk to them about that.
Okay. Well, thank you, Allie, for coming in. Let me know what happens when you talk with your supervisor in regards to talking with memory work.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.